Last night, with just 15 minutes left on the clock, Egypt held a stunning 2-0 lead over Messi's Argentina. Then, the game flipped. Egypt was denied a goal that would have extended their lead. Mohamed Salah claimed a penalty, but the officials waved it off. In the ensuing chaos, Argentina launched a rapid counterattack, ultimately clawing their way back to a 3-2 victory. Following the final whistle, Egyptian star Mustafa Zico didn't hold back. He publicly stated the referee was completely unfair and accused the entire tournament of being fixed against them. It's easy to write this off as a team being sore losers after a crushing comeback defeat, but we have to ask if they are pointing to a legitimate systemic bias in World Cup officiating. In modern international football, questionable refereeing decisions are rarely treated as simple human error anymore. Instead, players and fans immediately interpret them as evidence of a deeply compromised system. To understand why people suspect the worst, look at how FIFA operates. As an organization, its primary objective is accumulating massive wealth, which is directly tied to maximizing global broadcasting revenue. That revenue model creates a heavy reliance on the most famous players staying on the screen. If smaller, underdog nations eliminate the major teams early in the competition, they become a financial liability for the organizers. This funnel chart shows how broadcast revenue projections behave throughout the tournament. Notice the severe drop-off in projected volume if high-profile nations, and the stars that play for them, exit in the early knockout rounds. This macro-level financial pressure can filter down to the pitch. It creates an implicit bias where referees might unconsciously favor larger teams simply because of the atmosphere surrounding the games. Nobody at FIFA has to explicitly order a match to be fixed for this dynamic to take hold. Because FIFA's business model relies on protecting its most profitable assets, underdog nations instantly have a logical motive to suspect foul play whenever a tight call goes against them. These suspicions are further fueled by explicit political interference off the pitch, most notably through an unprecedented public pressure campaign led by Donald Trump. He complained that a certain referee had a suspect past, criticized the rules preventing slow-motion video reviews, and attacked a controversial red card given to a star player during a high-speed collision. He even escalated the situation by requesting a formal review directly from FIFA, demanding they step in to penalize the officials' decisions. This brings us to FIFA President Gianni Infantino. Over his tenure, Infantino has built a track record of yielding to external demands from powerful state figures and politicians. Sports researchers call this governance bleed. It's a psychological phenomenon where an organization's administrative weakness off the pitch completely ruins the perceived integrity of the game played on it. If the president of FIFA can be publicly swayed by a politician's demands, players and fans will naturally deduce that referees are also being swayed by unseen forces. And this governance bleed is highly contagious. Even fans of objectively powerful nations are now interpreting every referee decision as a targeted conspiracy against their team. Heading into the quarterfinals, English fans are paralyzed by anxiety. They are genuinely worried that star players like Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane will receive arbitrary yellow cards, suspending them from the semifinals. Tournament data validates this fear. This horizontal bar chart ranks quarterfinalists by cards per foul, highlighting England at the top with 1 card every 7 fouls. Rather than viewing this as aggressive play, supporters see statistical proof that FIFA is manufacturing the tournament's outcome. Logistically, organizing a premeditated match-fixing scheme across an entire World Cup is almost impossible, but the widespread perception of corruption has rendered that truth irrelevant. A sport doesn't need a shadow cabal rigging scorelines in advance to be destroyed. It only needs a governing body compromised by wealth and politics that fans can no longer trust the legitimacy of what happens on the grass.